Hey everybody, welcome to The Remedy. Hi, I'm your host, Tony Pantelleresco, and you're listening to us live on the Micro Effect Broadcasting Network. You can access the show by typing in www.themicroeffect.com, then click on the appropriate links, the chat room links. Come on in, make friends, get acquainted, solve some issues, save the planet, cooperate, act as a collective. I'm also published at several different sites, actually all over the internet. You can just either do a Yahoo search, Google search, or whatever you search with. You'll find me somewhere in the internet. You can also go to byebyebluesky.com, brian396.com, gagcanada.com, and a host of other places where people are actively trying to find solutions, and you'll find us there one way or another. I've been getting a lot of calls and reports as well today in regard to pets. Have you noticed that your pets are being hit with issues, health issues? And you notice your pets, you've been checking the bedding, checking them when you wash them, checking different things. And you notice that the pets have these unusual fibers forming. Notice that? And you have to understand your animals are going to be subjected to the same violations you are. They're going to be hit the same way you're being hit with. They're going to be targeted the same way you're being targeted with. And so you're going to have to start looking at taking the stuff off them. Okay, we did a thing some time ago. We're making a baking soda and trisodium phosphate solution. We use it for the teeth, as a teeth regenerating formula. But you could take that same formula, 2 teaspoons of trisodium phosphate, and 8 teaspoons, or is it 8? Well, you can go 8 teaspoons of the baking soda, mix it in a liter or quart of distilled water, shake it up, dissolve it, and start spraying your pets and wiping them down. You will be surprised how that will make them feel tremendous and alleviate the load that you're seeing. Genetic culling. This was written by Susan Marr. You can get it off of her website as well at byebyebluesky.com. And her and it made it. I forget where it made it to. It was a publication she put out, but I forget now where she put it. Anyway. This came about because her dog had been removing nano extensions in the colon, had wrapped itself up in the colon, was causing a lot of bleeding. So anyway, we gave it a formula of soft-boiled egg and the gelatin. And the dog was just going at it, and next thing you know, the stuff started coming out of him. Anyway, she wrote on this thing here, and again, I'm going to read this to you because it's got to lead up to what we're going to talk about in protecting your DNA. Okay, she writes on her, nanotechnology is in us, our pets, and food, genetic manipulation on a planetary scale. Does the population realize just how insidious the keep sick and depopulate agenda really is? Do you recognize you're being genetically remodeled on such an unimaginable scale that your body is layered with immune-defacing technology that will eventually cripple and kill those that don't wake up to what is being done to humanity? This is true. I want to make a real quick comment here. This week I was talking to Suzanne Marr, because her and I collaborate a lot on our work because we cross over in so many different ways with the nano and with the chemtrails and whatnot. Her dog has been having health issues and rectal bleeding and intestinal bleeding. And what happened? What happened was, and we've been suspecting this for a long time, that the dog would have had some kind of nano buildup in the colon. Sure enough, he released 2 long fullerene threads that came out of his colon.
Oh.
Now, this is going on with a lot of pets. You go into the vet and he's giving you all kinds of stuff, telling you, and again, the pet isn't getting any better because the colon is wrapped up with these fullerene materials. Now, what we gave the dog to help expel this was a collagen mixture with a soft-boiled egg, and he consumed it, and it helped the dog push out the material. He crapped out probably a 12-inch two 12-inch lengths Fullerenes, you know. And this is coming from the dry food, especially the dry food, even some of the wet, that you're buying at the grocery store. If it's got in it soy, corn, rice, wheat, this is all genetically engineered stuff. It's all got glyphosate contamination in it. These things will be heavily, heavily, heavily loaded with nanotoxicology. So this is something you want to really look at with the pets, because the pets are being hit at ground zero. They have absolutely no defense. You're your pet's defense. So recognize this. She, like I said, she also did a interview with the BBC, an article which was really interesting how they played around with with the interview. But she got the message across about the chemtrails. And today, even the governments are coming out and stating that the chemtrail activity has been going on, and the reason why they've been doing it. So and again, it's not the real reason, but they are now admitting that chemtrails are a reality. You can also check me out, byebyebluesky.com, where there's a lot of things happening on that site as well. So go check out the work that Susan Marr has done, some of the latest discoveries she has done. She will be updating the site with some new information on nano things that are coming out of her pet, actually. And a lot of you are having the same issue as well. I'm going to just launch from here at this point with nano and the infiltration of nano in the body. A lot of your pets may be having rectal bleeding. A lot of your pets may be having issues going on in their gut. A lot of your pets may be having issues going on with allergens or allergic reactions. A lot of them may have issues with falling of fur. When you start looking at what's going on with nanobiology, nano poisoning, nano in the food supply, your animals are just as susceptible as you are, with the same aspects of having their aging accelerated, having their biological functions disorientated, having their systems broken down, just like you. And the same thing would apply to the pets as would apply to you. Do not give them anything with grains, rice, corn, soy, cereals, or bread. The very core of these foods are loaded with all kinds of nanopollutants, nanometals that will attach themselves to their digestive system, attach themselves throughout their bodies through translocation, and your animals will have severe health problems, tumors growth, cancers, broken down skeletal system, uncoordination, disorientation, and a whole host of other things that the nano poisoning will cause. When we're looking at some of the things that are being said about nano and about, what's going on with Morgellons, because that's what they're calling it. The whole Morgellon thing was a big, serious misdirect. And when we're looking at what they've done and how they've corroborated and correlated certain things to make it appear that nano has been with us all the time, has been a part of us all the time. I sent out a video and he mentioned about nano machines, and then the way they phrased it in the video, it made it appear like we have had these components in us. We never did. Cells are not a nanobot. Cells have a communication network all their own, tied to your DNA, tied to your genetic code. These bots have their own, again, communications network tied to programming, integrated with DNA, whether it's yours or XNA, PNA, LNA, GNA, or whatever form of nucleic acid they would have attached it to, so that it can assemble, grow in the method and means that it was designed or programmed to grow, and then create the functionality that it was meant to create inside your body. This is also going on with your pets. So Bye Bye Blue Sky, Susan Marr, is going to, she'll have a post up, whether it's today or tomorrow, so keep your eye on the Bye Bye Blue Sky website and look for it. You can see what's coming out of her pet And other pets, and I get this also from other pet owners, not just her, but because she is an activist, and she is very much on the front line with chemtrails and the nano and a host of other things. Um, you can see what she is seeing, and again, there are in the health link, the nano per gallon link, you can see pictures of nanoparticulates, consolidated particulates, fused particulates, integrated particulates, which has come out of different people. Good morning, Tony. How you doing, kid? I am here, and on time. uh, Yeah, I wouldn't be giving her the silver because you're going to wipe out her good bacteria. Give her MSM, high doses. Um, okay, mix it with something. Mix it with some honey. Something like that. That she'll take it. Just put a little bit on her nose, and once she licks her nose, she'll taste the sugar or the sweet, and then she'll lick it off your hand or lick it off the spoon. And the sulfur will again wipe that out. Number one, it'll protect it. It'll reinforce the lining. Something got inside of her, so that if it's metallic, it'll chelate with it and pull it out. The other thing you want to do is what I got everybody doing here is go get some make your own concrobium. What it is basically, what it is. It's a saline solution that you make with trisodium phosphate and baking soda. Excuse me. It's the same formula we use for regenerating our teeth. Basically, you take 2 teaspoons of trisodium phosphate, take 6 tablespoons of baking soda, dissolve in about a quart of water, and then spray it all over and then wipe her down. You'll be surprised how that'll knock it out. Um,
2 teaspoons,
uh,
that's a teaspoon of TSP,
right.
and 6 tablespoons of baking soda,
Yep.
a quart of water, put that in a spray bottle, and you can use that topically. Can we use it on cats too?
Yeah, any pet, cat, dog, orangutan, whatever you got,
Orangutan. That's good. Now let me go back to the silver a minute because we keep getting contradictory information. We've had people that say the silver is charged in such a way that the only pathogens are positive or negative in the silver. We'll just go after those and they don't hurt the other.
No, that's a myth. That's a pure myth. No, it doesn't. Unless it's got a program running, terabyte of data on, then you've got nano, not monatomic. And I mean, even monatomic, the term today is also referring to nano. No, it will flush the.
Wait. It is not.
In today's
Let's look at this.
no. Hold on. You're not getting this, Patrick. In today's time, when you look at the definitions of nanotechnology, monatomic, subatomic particles, angstrom, these all refer to nanotechnology. Now, when you're giving any silver to anybody, I don't care what form you give it to them in, Okay, whether it's colloidal, whether it's what you're calling it, whether it's nano silver, it will disrupt the flora in the gut. It's an antibacterial. Anybody who's telling you that is believing in myths and fairy tales and Greek gods of yesteryear. I mean, that's just.
That's what we like those. Okay, so just for the record, okay, I know the fellow in Austin. He has his own lab and he's got his own stuff. He knows very well the challenges of nano, and he understands it and he does it. His stuff is definitely monoatomic. But you're saying even with the monoatomic, and he's not the one that told me about the charts of some other people. You're saying even with the monoatomic, in your opinion, it goes after the.
Well, in any silver that you're using, doesn't matter what form it is, they're all charged particles. They're all ionic, all of them. So basically, you're charging the particles so that it will suspend and repel itself. That's what keeps the suspension. So it doesn't matter. I mean, again, that's such a ridiculous thing that they're doing. And the health food industry is notorious for these myths and these fabrications. Oh, this is safe. It won't hurt this. It won't hurt that. And then when you actually look at and delve into the real research and the investigative research, rather than the marketing research that everybody's falling into, it will disrupt. It is an antibacterial. It will disrupt it. If you were to consume a lot of it, like remember the Blue Smurf guy?
No, I don't know.
The Blue Smurf guy. He was the guy that was drinking the silver by the glassful, and he turned gray. Well, the reason why he turned gray is because the silver went to the surface of the skin and the light hit it and oxidized it, and it killed whatever bacteria he had on the skin. And he was also, the silver he was using had a copper base to it. This is why he was blue. If he had just been using a silver product, he would have been more gray than anything else. But anyway, that's one of the. I mean, like I said, it doesn't matter in regard to what form you're taking it in. It is an antibacterial. Even garlic, the super garlic formulas that they tell you won't hurt bacteria. Sure, it'll take out bacteria as well. I mean, it's depending how strong it is you're taking. But anything that says antibacterial, it doesn't have a Geiger counter or a targeting device saying, "Oh, I'm going to hit this, I'm going to hit that." It hits everything. Okay, it's just like. No, it's real. That there is a charge. That they're accurate in what they're saying there. That there is. That's what causes the particles to suspend. But where this myth comes in about the charge not affecting this or not affecting that, that's full of horse hockey. Silver in of itself, just like copper in of itself, just like gold in of itself, are antibacterial. They will take out bacteria. They don't discriminate. So like I said, with the dog, I don't give them silver. I will give them copper. I'll even give them a little gold maybe. Oh, it doesn't discriminate, but it's not going to have the same effect as the silver. The silver is like an extreme thing. I don't even like silver, to be quite honest with you. I only use it as a last ditch resort. But in regard to this, with your dog, you can definitely upset the flora. You can definitely upset the bacterial balance. And again, this is why. Again, that can happen too. That's to be all fair, it can happen. But this is why the MSM. This is why, again, you might want to even go with a colostrum. You might even want to go with a good probiotic or a good bacterium. A yogurt full of bacteria, good bacteria. Anything that you can put the MSM in the yogurt, for instance. Okay, something that she would eat. She wouldn't taste it. She'd consume it. Now, mind you, she may get the trots, which is to be expected, because she's going to be flushing out this overload. And again, be careful what you're feeding her. I mean, anything that has any dog food that has any kind of corn, soy, cereal products, whatever, don't feed it to them. Yeah, that's what I mean. Just so give her that. Good idea. Give her that, and and just give it to her several times a day. Mind you, like I said, she may be, expelling, but that's to be expected. We sometimes even give dogs here a little garlic and a little onion, and we've yet to see any damage done with garlic and onion to these dogs. I mean, I hear so much crap today. Don't give your dog, but again, a little bit is actually beneficial, and you might be surprised how fast that can clear that up as well. So. The big thing.
We've had some vets on, Tony, that say this garlic thing is not correct. He said
Yeah.
a huge amount.
The same with us. If you take too much, it'll definitely. I got a gal that took too much and she passed out from it because it overheated her brain, overheated her body because she took an excessive amount. And I told her, "Are you crazy? Do you have a death wish here?" Well, I mean, it was the volume was unbelievable. So she was trying to kill something in her system. I says, that's not the way to do it. To kill something and yourself at the same time. So yeah, garlic. I'd give it to the dogs as well. We've given it to them here, and then we've never seen any negative effect whatsoever. Now, again, if you're feeding the dog the mainstream dog food, the IMs and all the other crap, and you look at the actual content of these foods, they're nothing but sugar. Sugar-coated death is what they are. The other thing that we do also here with the pets is we make sure their mineral content is high. Sometimes these infections come in because they're low in minerals, like the zinc, the manganese, the copper, an iodine and boron, which would protect them from these type of infections. And you have to also recognize that when they go outside today, they're at ground zero. All the nano from the sky, they're getting a direct hit. We came up with that idea with the spray so that when the dogs and cats came in from outdoors, you could spray their paws, because a lot of times you'll see them nibbling or chewing on their legs because what it appears to be they have some kind of itch or flea or something going on. And what it is the particulates have embedded into the paw, and it's starting to irritate them and create a histamine response. So when you flush them with the salt, you can actually flush that stuff out. So this is one of the reasons why one of the things that we came up with, because we had the same kind of thing here. A lot of the pets are, scratching all the time, itching, to a point where the fur was coming off the skin. And that's with the change of diet and everything else. So this is when we came up with that, and it seems to work.
Yeah, boy, I tell you, when I talk to vets, and there's more and more itching going on in the last few years, and you may very well be right the cause of it, because I've had many vets say that, saying, I don't know what's going on, I just see more and more of this stuff.
Well, the nanotechnology, you have to understand, if it's affecting us, it's going to affect your pets, and your pets are going to be the most susceptible to this technology because they are at ground zero. I've got people calling me from all over the United States with health issues for their animals, and I got one in Arizona, and it's the same thing. She has to wipe them down after every time, because Arizona is extremely a toxic state when it comes to the chemtrails. I mean, it's one of the worst states next to California for health issues. I got people from California call it the same thing. Their cats went out, comes back in, they're scratching like crazy, or the dogs are coming, they're scratching. It's because of what they've dumped in the air and it's on the ground. They're picking it up. They're out there peeing and pooing and whatever, sniffing this, sniffing that, and before you know it, they've got something going on, and now the fun begins, getting it out.
Do you think that overall the TSP sulfur formula you just gave is a good protective for that kind of stuff?
It can mitigate it. I mean, it's just like anything else. When you repeat the exposure, you're going to have you're going to have a reaction. Now it all depends too on how old the dog is, how robust the immune system is. Again, the colostrum would not be a bad idea to give the animal. The MSM wouldn't be a bad idea to give the animal regularly anyway. Uh, any kind of multi-mineral content. The electrolyte formula that I always talk about would not be a bad idea to get that in her.
How
If you,
much you get that formula?
well, the electrolyte formula is you can buy from Nutribiotic at a health food store.
Oh, that's right. That's
Okay.
right.
The other thing too, where you're at, see if you can find a farm supply. They have a multi-mineral vitamin pack called V-Lite.
Yeah.
Okay,
V-Light?
V-Lite. It's a really good one. It's clean. There's no crap in it. You can use it for yourself even. I even encourage people to go buy it for themselves at these vet shops. But get your pet on that stuff regularly, and you'll be amazed at how more resistant she or he will become, and you'll see them even maybe being more mobile.
Do you just mix it in the food? Is it a powder?
Yeah, it's a powder. It's just a powder. There's nothing. There's no excipient.
You're seeing it at pet supply stores or
No, no. Farm supplies.
okay.
Well, you might down there where you are at. Again, I remember I live in.
Farm supply place.
Yeah, but you may actually find it in a pet. It's a possibility. I mean, you live in U.S. and so U.S. has things that we don't have in certain places. So you may find it in a pet shop, but the farm supply places for sure will have them.
And what do they do? They give it for the cows and the pigs?
Yeah, everything, all the animals, and they give you a weight ratio for each animal, like a chicken, cow, sheep, whatever out that they're raising, and even for dogs and cats. I mean, you just ratio it down to their level, and then you can mix it with the yogurt that you're giving her or the fat that you're giving her. Then you can make a liposome out of it, right? And
Yeah, and it's VLITE.
yeah, V with a dash, Lyte.
Oh,
All right, I'm always talking about the Micro Effect Broadcasting Network. Give them your support, show them that you care, call them up, say, hey, how can we help you? Give them what you can. You got Brian396. You got Bye Bye Blue Sky. You got AugmentInForce.com. You got these sites are up there for your benefit, so you can go and access the information that's there, so you can see what to do, how to do things, and what is going on with you and your insides. There's a place for you to check out. You got Brian396 also, again, a plethora of information you might want to check out. You might want to learn something. There's another place for you to go. And then you got myself at augmentinforce.com. And while you're at it, if you need a consultation, you can call me. You can check out the catalog link. Look at the research, and start downloading the files. So, for more information, 519-977-5351. Go to byebyebluesky.com. Access the health link, and then the nanomore gallons. And now you can see what's in your food. And go to Brian396. He's got several sites. Check him out. Give him your support any way you can as well. Help him out so he can keep it going, keep it rolling. Alrighty. We're no longer, in terms of safety, we don't have it unless you start dealing with the current things at hand, because until you understand what's going on, you won't understand how to develop or how to build some kind of safety to keep tech out, if that's what's going to cause it. Keep that in mind. We are no longer, like I said, in the world of the Disney Channel. Roy Rogers rode into the sunset. He has moved on, and we aren't there yet. We are in a whole different. We will not be riding on a horse. We'll be riding on a flying object. That's where we're going. If you've ever seen the movie I, Robot with Will Smith, you might want to check that out if you haven't. It might give you some perspective of what we're dealing with a bad rogue AI. All right, thanks for tuning in. I hear the music. Come on back next week, and we're going to further expand our horizons. Take care, eh?